Hey fam, welcome back to another video. Welcome back to another reaction. We made it, y'all. We made it. It's Friday. Finally. Happy Friday, y'all. Hope everyone out there had a good week. Have a good Friday night. Stay safe this weekend, y'all. Today, let's see. Today, I'm back in the hometown of Goodyear. Thinking of taking my girl to get some Pete's Fish and Chips. Any Arizona native, Phoenix, right? I should say, not Arizona, Phoenix. Locals know about that Pete's Fish and Chips, y'all. I think that's what we're going to eat for dinner on Saturday. Maybe take some to my parents' house, get them some Pete's, have a little dinner before we head home. But anyways, y'all, we're back. We're back with another reaction. I'm gonna get into it. I ain't gonna talk you guys' ear off. I'm ready to go on vacation. Let's get this video banged out. Let's have a banger. I'll see you guys at the end.
I'm speaking that we are getting close to the precipice, to the abyss. Analyze the situation of NATO and the United States. They cannot afford themselves losing war in Ukraine, which means Russia cannot win. No one can afford to himself or to itself, to themselves, to lose. When you have this situation, that's why I was saying to you, that's why I was saying publicly and not hiding it, that we are getting closer to a real disaster.
That means you.
And then we come to another question. Yes. Sorry. Who is ready to lose 1 million, 2 million, 5 million, 10 and 15 million people? Ask yourself. I'm not ready to lose a single man, and we won't participate in that.
Tell me your name.
Ruth Heath.
Ruth, and how old are you today?
102.
102.
That
so
looks
you were
pretty good for 102.
1918.
1918. And we were just talking, and I asked you what shape the Earth is, and what did you say? What were you taught in school when in elementary school?
I was taught in school that the Earth was flat.
And then what do you remember when they changed it to a globe?
Well, when they changed it, I remember when they changed it, but I can't remember the date or anything like that.
And did you believe them?
Yes, I did.
You did. Now,
I was young.
Right, and we all were told by people that we trust.
That's right.
Where did you go to school? Elementary school.
I went to Spur Glen School in Hamden, Connecticut. I lived on a farm and grew up with all kinds of animals. No electricity. A big white farmhouse.
You said that you're religious, that
yes.
you follow the Bible.
Yes, I do.
And are you aware that the Bible is all about the flat Earth? That God put the earth on the footstool and separated the waters from the waters, and created the firmament. If you read Genesis, there's over 200 verses in the Bible that refer to
this grown man over here talking about flat
and
Earth.
I think there's only one verse that mentions Earth as a circle, but just like this table right here, that table is a circle,
right,
but it's flat.
That's right.
Right. A circle is different than a sphere. A sphere is the same in every direction.
That's right.
The circle of the Earth. So
we went to a retirement home to talk to people. How does it make you feel
to realize that you were right as a kid?
It makes me feel better.
It does make you feel better, right?
Oh, it makes me feel alive.
Oh my God, that is so true. My whole life, I believe, yes, what I was taught.
That's
and then
right.
When I discovered the flat Earth,
I feel better about it.
Because we are the center of creation.
That's right.
We are important.
That's right.
We are here.
We are God's children.
Excellent.
Yes.
I will,
I believe in God. I trust God. And when all the problems that are happening in this world today,
I'll give you some good news. A lot of the problems that they report on the news aren't even real.
The Los Angeles Times had a cover story on a mining expert named G. Warren Schoffelt on January 29th, 1934. It was said that he created a radio X-ray that showed a network of tunnels underneath downtown Los Angeles. According to Shefelt, he was taken to a Hopi Indian, identified as Little Chief Greenleaf, who would tell him about the lizard people. Greenleaf said that they had built 13 underground settlements along the Pacific coast, including 3 underground cities, to protect the group from future disasters. There were grocery stores and dwellings for 1,000 families in each of these underground towns. The story said that the group carved out the tunnels and rooms of their underground homes using a chemical solution that melted solid bedrock. And at the same time, 5,000 years ago, the American Southwest had been hit by a massive blaze and a very catastrophic meteor shower.
It's crazy.
You were quoted as saying that artificial intelligence is more dangerous than nuclear weapons.
I said potentially.
and well, it goes on. It goes on. And
it does go on.
You say that it's like summoning the demon.
Could be.
How do you consolidate, rationalize the conflict between artificial intelligence, of course, deep learning that obviously is going to be very important to self-driving cars? How do you think through that?
Well, I don't think we have to worry about autonomous cars, because that's sort of like a narrow form of AI. And it's not something that I think is very difficult, actually. I think to do autonomous driving to a degree that's much safer than a person is much easier than people think. I think it's going to just become normal. Like, it'll be like an elevator. Like, no, they used to have elevator operators. And then we developed some simple circuitry to have elevators just automatically come to the floor that you're at, and you can just press the button. Nobody needs to operate the elevator. The car is just going to be like that.
And the elevators these days are even smarter. It knows where to position an elevator, so that if you were to need an elevator, it's pretty close to you. Cars in the future will be pretty smart about that too.
That is deep. What is it gonna be with my kids? Right, I don't have kids. Are my age, 34. It's probably gonna be like how they used to. You guys used to drive cars. Like, imagine, like, think what we think. We used to have elevator people that brought the elevator down for you. They're gonna be saying like, you guys used to drive cars. That's weird. That's crazy the way he broke that down.
Hey TikTok, I'm still trying to spread awareness about the weird stuff going on with these crates. We're in crazy times, the videos keep getting taken down. All I want to know is, has anyone seen crates like this in their community? Just weird crates appearing everywhere in my community, and no one can answer the simple question of why they're here. And another weird thing is, why would a video of a shipping crate be taken off TikTok? What is going on?
Now, I see them in my area, but they're fenced with barbed wire. I don't know if they're just overstock for a warehouse or something, so they're putting them there. But I typed in strange containers on TikTok, and you're not allowed to search that. You have to put in some keywords. But if you just type in strange containers, it blocks you searching that.
The moment that Elon Musk realized he was just done with Don Lemon.
All this controversy, I believe, as you know, has made X less appealing to advertisers. About half of them have left the platform. You call advertisers that left X.com. You said they were oppressors. You've even gone as far as saying it publicly that they can go F themselves or go F themselves.
Damn.
If they're going to force censorship on the company before advertising, then obviously I find that unacceptable.
So you said if they kill the company, it's them. But doesn't the buck stop with you? I mean, you're
Don, I have to say, choose your question carefully. There's 5 minutes left.
Okay, but so
is this the question you want to ask?
The same question is you said that they are killing the company, but you're the head of the company. The buck doesn't stop with you.
I acquired X in order to preserve freedom of speech in America, the First Amendment, and I'm going to stick to that. And if that means making less money, so be it.
Don, you're free. You're not on CNN no more. They kicked you out. You can say and do what you believe. I know you're so brainwashed that you forgot what you used to think before you got into everything, and now, but you're free, man. You're free. You're free to talk about whatever you want now. You don't got to follow the script no more, man. Welcome to the real world.
Trying to draft you to run for president up in New Hampshire?
Well, I guess a lot of people want to see this country. It's a shame what's happening. Japan, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, everybody's taking advantage of the United States. People know that if certain people are running a country, that it won't happen. I mean, when you look at Japan not paying for the defense, we're defending Japan. We're losing billions and billions of dollars. We're fighting for AIDS help and for farmers and for this and that. And it's a shame. And the Japanese folks, who I respect greatly, but they're not treating us fairly. They're really not treating us fairly. Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, they're not paying us anything for the services we're rendering, and I think it's a disgrace. And I think people look at certain people, and maybe me, if I were in a position, this country, believe me, would not be ripped off like it is. And it is just being ripped off so badly by our so-called allies.
Yeah. So that's a pretty strong statement. So now are you saying
I don't think it's strong. I think it's fair. And by the way, I have tremendous respect for the Japanese. I do a lot of business with the Japanese. And they smile about it, too. They know it. The country is losing billions and billions of dollars to Japan, and we can't afford to lose. And it's a shame.
But so now, are you saying this by way of indicating that you could do it better, and you do intend to run for president at some point?
No, I'm not going to run for president, but I think somebody...
Now, in 8 years, if you came back, would you have a different answer? In 4 years,
I tend to doubt it. I really tend to doubt it. But I just think that there's so many ways that this country can straighten itself out, and we're not going about those ways. Cutting farm aid is not the appropriate thing. Cutting help for the homeless and help for the poor and welfare... Certain things can be done that really will mean big dollars to this country, and those things are not being done right now.
Admiral Byrd's diary that was found by his kids, where he said he flew into an area that opened up at Antarctica, and he went into an area where it was lush and tropical almost. And as he got into this area, this is according to his own diary, people can look this up, something took over his plane, and these two UFO-type craft, circular craft, flying saucers, came, and it took over his craft, and it guided him in to this area where they landed. And then they took him to meet somebody that he calls in his diary, the Master. Pretty interesting story. And according to this account, the Nazis had gotten help to create these craft called the Hanabu. They had 4 versions of this craft, these circular disc craft, from these people down there. But the guy, this master, told him that they were wary of the nuclear bombs that had just been utilized, dropped the nuke on Japan and so forth, and they were wary of our experimentation with nuclear devices and wars because they're sharing this planet as well.
Does the Vatican run the world?
Figure this out. Most people don't digest this. They're the largest single stockholder in the world. They own the most property in the world that pays no taxes. Every school, every Catholic church. I mean, there's an organization a lot deeper than them called the Solidarity.
I'm not familiar with that.
Well, nobody
the Solidarity.
Is. It's a 2,000-year-old club.
It's a club.
It's a club. And it's in the catacombs of the Vatican. You know, the Vatican's a city when it's in itself.
I know. I used to live right next to it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Then you know.
I mean, I don't know like
most
that.
Most people don't know it, but I'm telling you.
So they meet down there, you're saying?
That's where they are. They only meet there, period.
Right. Okay.
They're very high-level profile people throughout the world. You get invited to be in it. Who's running the world? I think they are. Wow. When you think of what they control and what they do, it's amazing.
It's crazy. They do own the most property. They own more property than McDonald's. More real estate. So there's 3 churches in every neighborhood, in every city, in every state, in the world. Not only in the country, in the world. And a lot of pedophilia involved in that, y'all. Hollywood music, a lot of pedophilia. People that run the world, pedophilia. The P word, I should say.
All right, so Meeteetse, Wyoming is the closest town, about 20 miles that way. 50 miles that way to Yellowstone, about a 100-mile drive. I rangefindered from up there, where Yellowstone, more of the fault line, to here to about 500 yards, and out to there where that meadow is to about 300 yards. So let's say around 800 yards that I know of that this is going. I didn't really notice the movement so much this way at first because it was just going up and down. You could see this. And I looked back at some of the photos and I took earlier on, and that track about a week and a half ago was right there where that red paint was. So it moved a good bit that way in the past week and a half, but I'd say it's probably been moving that way for a better part of a month. I got some lines painted down here and at the other ones on the road to see if we see some more movement. I'll be back out here tomorrow, but then I won't be back out here until the Wednesday before 4th of July. So I'll have a nice 10-day gap to see if we see any movement, if these lines stay. Yeah, we haven't had any rain really. I mean, we have a natural spring there. But other than that, I mean, this is just plates moving, in my opinion. Someone probably prove me wrong, but also the power companies know about their poles. There ain't nothing they can do about land moving. All they can do is fix it when it breaks. This is one of the best hunting spots in Wyoming. Game wardens are out here all the time. I'm sure they're well aware of what's going on here. If they were worried about it, something would be being done, but for now, it's just really cool actually seeing this happen in real time, not just learning about it in books. And these views can't go wrong with it either.
Nope.
Oh, people worry about turning into a mountain. It already is a mountain.
This is one of the biggest flash floods I've ever seen in my life.
That was up in Utah.
Oh my God. Yep, I guess I'm stuck. Look at this. Oh my gosh. Absurd amount of water, whole trees.
Mother Nature.
It's
Swallow you up.
incredible to witness. There's a whole tree. Aye.
This looks fake. That's why I put it up here. Cameras magically rolling when they come up. No security. Still nobody getting on. No masks. Well dressed.
But you have to come to terms with the fact that our government is evil. Our government has done tremendously evil things. They will continue to do that until we wake up. So, true story, the CIA, back in the day, did this experiment where they placed 18 people in a room. 17 of those people were actually CIA agents, and one of them was just an unwitting member of the public. So imagine they pick you, you think that you're going into a room with 17 other people who are from the street just like you, but in reality, those 17 other people are agents, and they are conducting an experiment on you. So the person that was running the experiment showed every single person in the room a picture of a triangle. It was very clearly a picture of a triangle.
They
and
all said circle.
Asked every
Made them go
person
crazy.
in the room to simply state what they saw on the picture. Well, despite it clearly being a triangle, all of the agents were instructed to say square. So imagine you're in this room with 17 other people, you think that you're all off the side of the street, and they start going around, and everyone says, oh, what is that? A square, a square. What do you see? A square, a square, a square, a square. Well, by the time it gets to you, and you're the 18th person, you're going, oh, am I crazy? I see a triangle. And guess what that 18th person said? Well, they said square because they didn't want to be the crazy person in the room. really think about the implications of that experiment. That is exactly how the media works. They are the agents in the room that are repeating square, 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 until you're supposed to just completely abandon reason and just join them and say, yeah, no, totally, that's a square. That's what I see too, even though you know that's completely not true.
Experiment called the Solomon Asch Conformity Experiment, and they did it on college campuses. They would pull 8 students into a room. 7 had been paid ahead of time to be actors, and 1 was a naive participant. The teacher put 2 cards on the front desk. One card had 1 line, and the other 3 lines, one longer, one shorter, one the same.
CIA,
and one by one, the paid actors would stand up and convincingly say that the shorter line was equal to the first line. By the time it went around to that 8th naive participant, 30% of them would deny their own eyes to fit in with the group. They found out that if just one of the other people objected, it went from 30% down to 5%. So in other words, if you have the courage to call out the truth, you're going to encourage a lot of other people to stand up.
That's what we're doing over here with the CaveFam and all the other reactors, right? Calling out the truth. And they shut us down for it, right? Get strikes. Crazy. Looks like it's AI. Here we go. Straight Mountains. We'll be out there Wednesday night, walking around that lake. It's monsoon day. All right, family, there you have it. Hope you guys enjoyed the reaction. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm out here in Arizona living it up. Miss it. Like I said on the earlier video in the week, you want to get out of your hometown? I highly recommend it. Big things have happened to me in just the year I've been away. But while you're in your hometown, cherish it. Cherish your street you drive on every day. Cherish your local spot you go to eat, to get a drink. Cherish it. Because when it's gone, you got to find new spots, y'all. So, but anyways, this is Segovia. I'm signing out of the Man Cave. Have a fun weekend, everybody. Be safe. I'm going to see you guys on Sunday. Later.